Hi there. In this video I'm going to show you a simplified version of the song T.N.T. Alright, so simplified, normally you hear the song, it's an electric guitar song of course, and you usually hear it with chords like this. Okay, and so on. Alright, but I'm going to show you how to play this first with just single notes, almost like you're playing a bass line. So the song only requires 3 notes. Okay, they are E, G, and A. All right, and the notes we're going to use, the E is going to be the open 6th string. So your lowest string open. The G is going to be played on that same string, 3rd fret. Okay, so E string 3rd fret. And then the A. You can do this in 2 ways. First way I'm going to show you is with the open string, 5th string open, A. So we have E open 6, G is the 3rd fret on the 6th string, and then open 5th string A. Okay? I'll show you another way to do that after I go through this one, using the 2 open strings. Alright, so there are 2 parts to the song. There's a verse pattern, which is also a pattern that's used during the guitar solo, and then there's the chorus. Alright, so let's start with the verse. The verse goes like this. The whole song begins with an E, and you hold that, and then eventually the drums come in, and then we play this pattern here. We play E, G, A, G, A, G, E, G, A, G, A, G, E, G, A, G, A, G, E, G, A. Okay, the last time they just play G, A, and they hold the A. Okay, so each verse is a different length, so I can't really tell you how many times to play the pattern before you hold the A. You just have to listen to the song and figure that out for yourself. Alright, so one little hint I'm going to show you here is when you play these notes, you want to keep your finger that's playing the G close to the fret. So you don't want to necessarily press it down. You could play these notes and press the note down the whole time. You're playing G, G, A, G, and that would sound like this. But you know, all those notes ringing into each other doesn't really sound all that great. So what I recommend is you just lift your finger after you're playing the G a little bit. So it stops the note for the most part. You know, the other strings might vibrate a little bit, but it stops that note. But I'm not actually lifting, if you could see that, I'm not lifting my finger completely off the string necessarily. I'm just lifting it up and I'm still partly touching the string. So I'm just squeezing and letting up, squeezing, letting up. You know, so it's a little bit easier to play that quicker that way. So we play E, G, A, G, A, G, E, G, A, G, A, G, E. Or you just lightly, you know, lift the string, and that gives you a good sound. Alright, so that's the verse. Now the chorus, we're just going to start with the A, and we're going to play A, G, E, and then we rest. And then we play A, G, E again, and rest. And we play that 4 times, and the 4th time we're going to add another G and an A. So it goes like this. A, G, E, A, G, E, rest, rest, rest. A, G, E, rest, rest, rest. Last time we go A, G, E, G, A, and hold out the A again. So there's the chorus part. So you have those 2 parts, the verse and the chorus, and we just kind of go back and forth between those 2 parts. And that's pretty much the whole song until you get to the very end, which we're not going to worry about that today. But anyway, that's just playing all the E string, open, then 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and you just go up the neck 1 note at a time. So you can listen to the song and hear that and figure it out. Alright, so let's take a look at this part up close using the 2 open strings. Okay, these are the notes up close. So I'm going to do this slow, And I'm also going to pluck the strings here so you can see which string my thumb is plucking. Obviously you're not going to play the guitar with your strumming hand up here, but just so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to play open 6th string, E, then 3rd fret G, and then next string A, G, A, G, E, G, A, G, A, G, E. Okay, that's the verse pattern. G, A, G, A, G, E, then G, A, and hold. Alright, the chorus pattern. A, G, E, A, G, E, A, G, E, A, G, E, G, A. Okay, so I might not normally lift my fingers that much, but I'm doing that so you can see what's going on there. Alright? So that's the first way to play it. Alright, now let's see what's the second way to play it. Alright, so the first way I showed you how to play the song T.N.T. using the 2 open strings. Now I'm going to show you a different way to play it, which is using only 1 string. So we only need the low E string in this case. So the note E, of course, is open, 6th string. The G is the 3rd fret, and then the A is the 5th fret on the E string. So if you play that note and the open A, if your guitar's in tune, that's the same note. So some people find it easier to stay on 1 string. Some people like not moving their left hand and, you know, moving the pick. So you can figure out what works best for you. Alright, so I'm going to use fret numbers instead of note names this time, since we're on the same string the entire time. So our verse pattern is O, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, O, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, O, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, O, 3, 5. We hold. Okay, and then our chorus pattern starts on the 5th fret. We go 5, 3, O, rest, 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 and so on. 5, 3, O, then we rest again. 5, 3, O. Last time we go 5, 3, O, 3, 5, and hold. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I can show you one hint for this. You can go back and forth with 1 finger if you want. I think that's a little bit more movement than is necessary. But what you can do is use a 1st finger here on the G, 3rd fret, and use a 3rd finger or a pinky, depending on, you know, how small your hands are, for the A or the 5th fret. And what's nice about that is when you're going back and forth between G, A, G, A, G, A, you can just keep this finger on that note. Because when you press the 5th fret, it doesn't matter what's going on behind it. Okay, so without not lifting that finger until you need the open E. So we go O, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. So if you can see, my finger is just sitting on that G that whole time. Same thing when we do the chorus. When we do the 5, you just put both fingers down at the same time. 5, 3, and O. Lift it for the open. 5, 3, O. Notice during the rest, I'm getting my fingers set up to play it again. 5, 3, O. And then last time, 5, 3, O, 3, 5. Alright, let's take a look at that up close. Alright, so the second way I showed you how to play T.N.T. is single string, the E string. So again, I'm going to pluck the string up here. Normally my hand wouldn't be there, of course, for strumming, but just so you could see what I'm doing. Alright, now again, this is just using the 1 string, so you're only going to see me pluck this 1 string. Alright, so here's the verse pattern. E, G, A, G, A, G, E, G, So last time I did that just so you could see where my fingers are at. Alright, so again, you want to move as little as possible. Alright, and then finally, let's do the chorus pattern. We're going to start on the 5th fret here. A, G, E, A, G, E. Okay, I'm going to exaggerate the movement so you can see where my fingers are. A, G, E, A, G, E. Then last time we go G, A, and hold. Alright, so there's how you play it on a single string. Alright, and that's your start to playing the song TNT by AC/DC.